permit coordinator and point of contact for purposes of MGL, Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 43D. To designate the development review team to serve as the technical review team as defined in Mass General Law, Chapter 43D, Section 2, with the responsibilities identified in Section 6. Direct that a single repository for all local bylaws, rules, and regulations of each issuing authority, development's guidebook, and all application forms and checklists shall be established on the town's website with a priority development site link from the Community Planning Department's homepage.
Motion made by Mr. Harris, do I have a second? Seconded by Mr. Giardino. Heidi, you have any comments regarding that?
No, that's perfect, thank you.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous? Thank you, Heidi.
Thanks.
you, Heidi.
Have a nice holiday.
Same to you too.
Good Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Okay, we have a show cause hearing on Route 28 Motors. Have anyone?
No, Mr. Chairman, if you'd allow me to address it, you received a copy of a report from Chief Nolan concerning Class 2 dealership license and permit violations. And the report indicates that an inspection was performed of the premises. So you have a copy of that detail associated with that report. And as a result of that, it was determined that a violation of Chapter 140, which is the regulation governing used car licenses, that law requires that those dealers keep their books up to date, which records motor vehicle transactions on site and have them available for administrative inspection. The inspection that was conducted by the police department discovered that those documents were not up to date. The last transaction was recorded in 2004. And then the second investigation summary was that the number of vehicles that were permitted on site by the Board of Selectmen has not been complied with. And at this time, before any action would be taken, the board needs to schedule a public hearing. And any action that you would take would follow from that public hearing. For all the parties would be notified and given an opportunity to attend.
So all you have to do now is schedule.
Schedule it if you decide. If you say that you don't feel there's sufficient cause, then this would end it right here.
Well, I think, I mean, from my point of view, we have rules and policies regarding licenses, and we have to apply them uniformly across all licensees. And therefore, we should have
Definitely
a public
feel,
hearing.
because there's other alleged violations in here also, that, yeah, I definitely feel we should do it, and as soon as we can.
Well,
Is 2 week notice sufficient?
It is, yes.
our next meeting on the 3rd, we have the rerun of the benchmarking. What else? And what else do we have on the agenda?
We were originally looking at the tax classification hearing, but I'll get into that as a part of my
So
report.
that's going to get moved out
That's going to get pushed out.
to 17.
Looks like it.
That meeting, our meeting on the 3rd is going to be over at the middle school.
We could bring it back on the 10th if you decide you want a special meeting.
I think we had a couple members that were going to be away on the 10th, right? Phil, you had a problem on the 10th, as I recall?
I have a problem with that.
I have a problem with 10. 17's okay with me.
17th. I guess it'll have to be the 17th. They decided to start early too, since you see how the agenda rolls on. Okay? Next item on our agenda are appointments. Energy study, Michael? It's my understanding the three
Oh, yeah.
forms were received.
On the show cause here.
Okay.
So will be for the
17. And that will be later.
We could schedule it after the Comcast hearing, I just wouldn't have any idea how long that might take, the Comcast hearing.
We're at 7:30?
Depends on,
Yeah.
there's no way to know, it would depend on whether we've got a contract or not to sign.
You could always schedule it for 7:30, briefly, at 7:30, open the hearing and take a motion to defer until a later time during the meeting.
All right, let's do it.
7:30? Mr. Chairman, I move to hold a show cause hearing for Route 28 Motors, 137 Main Street, on December 17th, 2007, at 7:30 p.m.
Second that.
Motion made by Mr. Harris, seconded by Mr. Dino. Discussion, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous? Okay, appointments.
Actually, somebody, some wire crossed somewhere, I believe, so. Read the names of these folks.
Right, I should give you the names, I'll wait for this. Okay. You got Noel, Carl, and John Wells. Did we vote on the other members last time?
Yes,
Yeah, you appointed
yes,
four.
my recollection is only those members that had
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we appointed four.
citizen activity records.
All right. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Chairman, I move to place in nomination the following names for appointment as members to the Energy Study Ad Hoc Committee for terms to expire on December 31st, 2008. Noel Kelly, 33 Leland Road. Carl Nelson, School Department. John Walsh, DPW.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Harris, seconded by Mr. Vino.
And since there's only 3 appointments remaining. just-
No, roll call vote,
Roll
please.
call vote.
I'm not voting for one.
All right.
Okay, roll call vote will be.
You gonna mention your name? Tell me the name, I didn't write, tell me the names again?
Noel Kelly, Carl Nelson, and John Welsh.
Okay, Mr. Dardino?
We have comment section?
Yeah, sure.
Well, that's okay, I'll vote, never mind. I vote for Noel Kelly, Carl Nelson, and Jim Walsh.
John Walsh.
John Walsh, excuse me, John Walsh.
Mr. Vino?
Cal Nelson, John Walsh.
Chair votes Noel Kelly, Carl Nelson, John Walsh.
Noel Kelly, Carl Nelson, and John Welsh. All right, Joe. You voted for Carl Nelson and John Welsh?
Yes.
Okay. That's it for appointments. Town administrators report.
Good evening. There's a written copy of my report in your packet this evening. First is an update. The town department heads have completed NIMS training courses, 100 and 700. I believe you received a copy of the certificates that were given to department heads as a result of the training. 14 department heads and DPW staff participated, and I will thank Chief Harris for coordinating the program. Those who have completed the exams received the certificates. You have a copy of them, I think, what they look like in the packet. And again, NIMS training is required by the Department of Homeland Security. NIMS means National Incident Management Systems. Number 2, an update on the ongoing telephone installation. You have attached to my report, you have a copy of an email message entitled Telecommunications Systems Update and Status, but in brief fashion, the fire station system was identified as being working. However, there is some additional work that will be scheduled on Thursday, December 6th. And that would also include the installation of the outdoor telephone, which is required. We have additional information in terms of the recent work that has been done here at Town Hall. It indicates that the equipment racks are in the process of being installed, and we're anticipating that upon completion of the remaining tasks, that the cutover date, which would be the actual date of switching to the new telephone system at Town Hall, would be December 14th. And That's the date that we are anticipating, we're shooting for. The last item is the library and elderly affairs. You'll recall that those were the phase 2 monies that were voted at October town meeting. And we're waiting for a quotation on the fiber network and installation of the fiber network before we can sign a contract and proceed. Hopefully enough information for you.
Time frame on that one? We have a rough time frame?
Phil, with winter coming and with the fact that they're doing outdoor installation, sometime after the first of the year is what I would anticipate.
Spring?
No, probably
Not
before
late?
that.
Good.
Before that. Keep in mind that all of the equipment for the library and the senior center will be housed in the police and fire station. So other than phone sets and wiring in the building, there's not a central system that's going to be located in those buildings. The system that's in the police and fire station is sufficiently sized to handle both the police department, the fire station, the library, and the senior center.
Will we need training, and is that planned for, or is?
Yes, there will be training.
On the 14th, or prior to that?
There'll be training that will take place, a minimum amount of training will initially take place to give users the opportunity to acquaint themselves with the basic phone features. And after the installation is done, the employees have had an opportunity to become comfortable with the system. Then the consultant is obligated, and the vendor is obligated to provide us with more detailed training.
Can't wait.
I can't
I've been waiting for 3 years.
I'm waiting for 12.
Okay, number 3, the finance department and my office have recently stepped up efforts to secure timely issuance of the town's third quarter tax bills. And the board members are somewhat acquainted with the issue that's been going on. As you know, the town, as part of its April town meeting, voted money to do the 3-year revaluation of property in town. And that information was completed and submitted to the Department of Revenue approximately 4 weeks ago. Department of Revenue not only reviews, but also has a responsibility to approve that. As of this date, the Department of Revenue has yet to approve the valuations. That is not unusual. There appears to be a logjam at the Department of Revenue with regard to approving reval requests. The implications of that is it does prevent the board from holding its annual tax classification hearing and also setting the fiscal year 2008 tax rate, which generally occur right around the time frame that we're in right now. If we look at the calendar, there are a number of dates that we need to meet and legal notices that we have to submit that require us really to develop a sense of finality and hold that tax classification hearing no later than the beginning part of December. The Finance Department does report that the anticipated date for receiving preliminary approval on the new values would be this coming Wednesday. Thereafter, the town must undertake a public disclosure period required by law from November 26th to 30th, and then the final values would not be approved until December 7th. The tax classification may be held after this date, and that means the town is now considering the issuance of estimated bills as a viable option due to the fact that the actual bills will not be ready for mailing on December 31st. Those are inflexible dates, as I'm sure you know. The state establishes the fact that the bills have to be mailed by December 31st. And it appears as though there will be some difficulty in meeting that deadline.
And if they don't, then in fact, we could have a cash flow problem because then we would not be obligated to make the February payment. They could actually make the entire 6-month payment in May.
My goal is to avoid that by seeking the necessary approvals to have estimated bills done and prepared, and those will be reviewed. We've already had discussions with the board of trustees about that, and they believe that that is a realistic option. But from a cash flow perspective, I don't anticipate that we will encounter major cash flow problems because of the fact that we will receive the estimated bills.
Does the DOR have to approve the estimated bills, or is that us?
That's a local approval
That's
process.
our option.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
So an estimated